So recently, I started doing the research about how much does it actually cost to get the executive MBA degree from some of the top B schools in the UK, and the result they shocked me. Do you know like how much does it actually cost to do this MBA from the UK? I'll let you know in a while. But before that, you must be wondering that why executive MBA and why I'm doing this research or investigation to begin with. To answer your question, I will have to let you deep dive in my thought process. As of now, while making this video, I have over a decade of experience with software engineering, and currently I'm working as a principal software engineer in the UK. And as an engineer, as a software engineer, since the beginning of my career, I have kept the formula quite simple. So some of the key things that I always used to do is learn fast, build better systems, understand the complex technologies, and I was pretty sure that that will take you far in your career. And it actually did. So it worked for me. It took me so far. It made me a better engineer. It opened few different doors for me. It created the opportunities that I was not even aware about. But recently, I have noticed that the questions that I'm asking myself has changed. So before I was interested in how things are working. So basically, I was asking myself how we should build a better system, how we should design certain websites, web applications, what about the securities and stuff like that. But from last few months, I would say the questions has shifted. So now I find myself asking different kind of questions, different set of questions. So I'm not curious about how I should do certain things, but I'm actually curious about what we are doing and why we are doing. So it's like um, if I get a task to build something, I'm more interested in why we are building it. I'm more involved in the decisions of what we are building, what should we do next, roadmaps, stuff like that. And that's when I thought that in order to get answer of all these questions, maybe I should get the executive MBA because that's what the obvious answer, right? That seems like the obvious answer. I think many experienced software engineer will relate to this because at one point in your career you start feeling like you are not going to the next stage in your career and you want to progress further, right? So in order to do that, you need to think differently. And again, as I mentioned, you need to start asking different set of questions, and that's what I did as well. So um, I started doing research about this executive MBA, and then I thought, so wait a minute, if I'm going to spend the next couple of years doing the MBA and also investing a lot of money in it, um, probably I should just do some research about how to get in this top B schools in the UK, right? And when I did that, the research made me more curious because to answer the question that I first raised, how much does it actually cost to do this MBA in the UK? Uh, well, it cost around £125,000 in the UK, and that is only the fees. So you need to pay your travel expenses, and you need to go to the classes and other fees here and there. So you can imagine how expensive it is, and that made me actually curious because I started asking myself, like, do people really pay this much amount just to get this executive MBA qualification, or is there something else that I'm not able to see through? So I did the obvious thing. I opened ChatGPT and I started asking the questions. So in this moment, now the research changed. So I started with the research on the executive MBA, how much does it cost, the curriculum, how to get in, stuff like that. Now the question for me is why EMBA, right? Like why people are doing it. So I opened ChatGPT and I asked the same question to it. And according to the ChatGPT, basically they're doing it not only for the qualification, but they are also doing it for they are doing it for getting the access to this elite network. They are doing it to enable themselves to think beyond the code, right? So they want to learn this executive thinking. Do I actually need this qualification, or do I actually need to get into the executive MBA to create this kind of executive thinking? How to think like the executives, how to think with clarity, how to think about the strategies, how to understand what will transform your business, how to understand like where do you need the AI, what will be the next step, especially when there are not the obvious answers to it. So the path that ChatGPT showed me was pretty simple. So it includes reading lots of books, different kind of structural frameworks, understand the how it works. Also, there are some courses available for the friction of price to the actual executive MBA, and that too from the Harvard, MIT, Wharton, those kind of universities. So you can get into it, but that is not the first stage, right? You can start doing your executive MBA thinking. You can train your brain to think like that even before you commit yourself for 2 years, and also the amount of money that you are going to commit, right? So I decided to do an experiment. I decided to start with what I have and what I can. Uh, so that's how I ordered my very first book, which is Good Strategy, Bad Strategy. And I know I did not order it because I thought that it is going to replace the executive MBA. I know it cannot replace any kind of qualifications or the MBA, but I ordered it because you need to start your journey from somewhere, right? And I'm starting my journey from here, from the books. There is also lots of open content available, free content available on the YouTube, which I will try and find as well to understand, to teach myself about these strategies, this business related stuff. And now you might be wondering, what about having the access to the network, having the community where you can talk about your ideas and stuff? And honestly, that's the reason that I'm doing this in public. So if I'm not able to get into these MBA programs, I decided to run this in the public so that we can build the community of the like-minded people, and we can share the ideas, we can talk about the difficulties that we are facing and how to solve it together. So that's what this channel is all about. This channel is that experiment that I'm going to run for over the next few months and hopefully few years. It's not a claim about anything, it's a curiosity. So I'm not claiming that this is going to change the way I think, or how I understand the systems. I'm just curious. I just want to know if this works or not. The path that ChatGPT gave me, does it really work? Like you can read the books and you can you really teach yourself to think like someone who is already at that level? That's the curiosity, and that's the question that I'm looking to answer. So every video of this channel, it will start with the question, the genuine question that I don't know how to answer, and then I will do my research, I will read books, stuff like whatever I can find on the internet, and then hopefully by the end of the video we will be able to conclude something. We will have more clarity, if not the answers, we will have more questions, we will have more good set of questions that will lead us to the next stage. So in the next video we are going to open this book. I will read the very first chapter and I will share the ideas with you guys. And if you're interested in something like this, I would love you to join me in this experiment, and let's see how far it does it go. Are you ready to take one more step forward from code to the clarity? Let's brainstorm this together.